How about it? Brandon Aiyuk is finally signed. Of course, Trent Williams is not yet, but it's a really good sign that the 49ers got the Brandon Aiyuk extension done. It is $120 million over 4 years. It sounds like 76 million of it is guaranteed. I am hearing that it was the same deal that has been on the table since the beginning of August, or at least a couple weeks ago. But really good that they finally got that done. I personally thought it was going to be the Trent Williams contract done first, as opposed to Brandon Ayuk. But I think it's a good sign now that that one is out of the way, that Trent Williams deal will be done soon. I do believe that both of them will be ready for week one. And if they don't play every single snap for week one, they will play most of them. I think Trent Williams is a guy who stays healthy. He's been in the league for a long time. He's a veteran. He knows what he needs to do to get ready for the season. Yes, he hasn't been taking football reps, but another, just a guy who has missed a couple weeks here and there and then has been back on the field like he hasn't missed a beat. So I think that bodes well for Trent Williams' return. Now, Brandon Aiyuk, it's going to take some time for him to get back on the same page with Brock Purdy. Now, they did do a lot of work together previously. They've done some extra throwing sessions before, but they haven't seen each other on the field since February, since the Super Bowl. So they are going to need to get on the same page. I don't think it's going to be difficult, but it's a good thing that it happened now as opposed to later in the week next week in preparation for Monday Night Football against the Jets. Now, I think it's good that the 49ers open up on Monday night. They get a little bit more time. I don't know if Brandon Ayuk and Brock Purdy are going to get together and do a few throwing sessions. I wouldn't put it past either of them. The team has a few days off this weekend before they get back together for practice on Tuesday. I know they have meetings today, which is Friday. Media does not have access Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We go back in on Tuesday for practice. They have Wednesday off. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday is like their regular week for the season. Because the game is on Monday, everything is pushed back a day. So we will see access on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday next week in preparation for Monday Night Football against the Jets and Aaron Rodgers. It'll be an interesting game. We haven't seen Aaron Rodgers at all during the preseason, but I expect he's going to be, as always, very good, very efficient. I think he's going to be maybe a little tentative about his Achilles, but he's a guy who's, again, like Trent Williams, a veteran, going to know what his body can withstand. He's going to be as efficient as he always is. He's still got his arm talent, and he's very, just such a quick release. So I think it's going to be a challenge for the defensive backs. But I spoke to Charvarius Ward on Wednesday in the locker room, Thursday in the locker room. And he says he loves going against the best. So Charvarius Ward, Deommodore Lenoir, ready for Aaron Rodgers. It'll be, I think Deommodore Lenoir will go inside for nickel situations. Not sure who will play on the outside. I don't know if you want to put Renardo Green out there right away. I think it's going to be Isaac Yadam. I think he'll be out there with Charvarius Ward and Deommodore Lenoir. For linebackers, it'll be Fred Warner, and it'll be Devondre Campbell. So I think the defensive line is going to be Leonard Floyd on the outside, opposite Nick Bosa. We did see Leonard Floyd on the field on Thursday, which is good because those two plays in a row in Las Vegas were really scary. Nick Sorensen told us that he was a little worried after Yetur Gross-Matos went down one play. Leonard Floyd went down. Then play after that was looking a little sketchy. Matt Maiocco looked at me in the press box. He goes, "This could be really bad for them this season." So at least a good thing is that neither one of them had to have surgery, and it looks like Leonard Floyd should be ready to go for week one. We haven't seen Gross-Matos on the field yet, but at least he didn't have to have surgery. But getting back to the offense and Brandon Aiyuk, interesting how this all played out and how I think really Brandon Aiyuk this entire time has been saying that he wanted to stay with the 49ers. And it sounded like on Wednesday when Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch spoke that they were really kind of done. Like you could sense the frustration. They wanted him to get out there and practice. I think they know that as opposed to Nick Bosa, who signed 4 days before the first game of 2023, that it's going to take some time for Brandon Aiyuk to get up to speed with Brock Purdy and the offense and, running his routes and getting into football shape. So I think it's really important that he gets a full week of practice, but I know they're going to be careful with him because when guys don't run full speed or they're not moving their bodies in weird directions because of coverage, I think Deommodore Lenoir is going to give Brandon Ayuk a tough time on the field. Same with Charvarius Ward when they're practicing. So when his body moves in a weird direction because he's not just running a straight line or just running routes, he might be pushed off of his direction by a defensive back or a safety that might affect him. I mean, when Brandon Ayuk first started, I believe his first year, he had a little bit of a hamstring thing. That was when Debo Samuel also had a hamstring thing because there wasn't a regular offseason. So anytime a guy doesn't have a regular offseason, those soft tissue injuries can pop up. Now, I'm not saying that it will for Brandon Ayuk, but I know the team is going to want to be careful with him. So I don't think he's going to get a ton of reps next week. And I think it's going to be kind of a gradual ease in. They'd want to make sure he's there for the long haul. They've got Debo Samuel, who's had an amazing training camp, Juwan Jennings, who's back, Ricky Pearsall, Jacob Cowing, Chris Conley. So those guys have been practicing with Brock Purdy a lot. They're not going to put a lot on Brandon Ayuk's plate to start, but I'm sure he'll gradually get worked in. So it'll be a fun practice on Tuesday. We'll get to see Brandon Ayuk on the field. Tuesday is a bonus practice. And then the regular week starts Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So we'll see how it goes. I'm sure Brock Purdy is excited to get his another one of his targets back. I spoke to George Kittle Thursday, Friday. It's all crazy because it's a different week. But I spoke to George Kittle Friday on a different interview. He's working with Little Caesars Pizza, and I asked him about the Brandon Ayuk signing. He is so excited. So he's really glad to have him back in the fold. And I think the entire offense and team is ready for this drama to be over. Now, the drama with Trent Williams, it's not really drama. I think it's just a contract extension. I think they'll get it done. But things are starting to get ready. They're starting to get locked in for week one against the New York Jets. And preparation, I think it's, meetings today. They've got a few days off, and then they're going to lock it in for their regular week next week. So I would hope that Trent Williams, maybe this deal gets done over the weekend. We'll see. We'll keep you updated here. Definitely check out everything I post on YouTube. I'll post some shorts. Also, I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter, Threads. So definitely check it out. All the same handle, Jennifer Lee Chan, for everything. All right. Talk to you guys soon.